Well, Master Leo Au Yeung,
Yep.
thank you for agreeing to see us today. Just to kick things off, what initially brought you to the martial arts? What sparked your interest?
Right. Basically, I'm interested in martial arts since I was really young. I always asked my parents, to take me to martial arts school, to learn some martial arts. But my parents initially they don't like it, because they think, if I learn martial art, and I have a fight in school, make some trouble. If I don't do martial art, at least I'm not seriously injure someone, right? So, this is why I didn't start until I was 16, And then when I first start, because in one family gathering, my grandmom 60 or 70 birthday, whatever, right? One of my uncle, he did Wing Chun, So and then he talked to my father. He said, "Oh, recently I started interesting, kung fu system. My father asked him, oh, what is it? It's Wing Chun." And occasionally, my uncle, he always, doing martial art, but he give a really good credit, in Wing Chun, really high word, in Wing Chun. So my father think, oh, right, maybe we can ask our son Leo to do it, and he asked my uncle, oh, do you have any recommendation for the teacher? And then he said, oh, Yip Jun, Grandmaster Yip Jun, he is quite good, and in my area as well, I was living around that area, so this is how I start, to learn Wing Chun under Grandmaster Yip Jun.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so, what's the link between that and the film Ip Man? How did you end up working with that film?
Right. Like I said, this is something like 20 years ago, right? When I first started Wing Chun, I never imagined or I never think about, I would work in the movie, right? So I just keep practice my Wing Chun, learning from different teachers, and come over here to do the study, and at some point, I met one of my Wing Chun teacher, I got a few Wing Chun teacher, one of my Wing Chun teacher, right? He's the producer of the movie Ip Man, right? So he told me he got a few years ago, before the Ip Man really made, he told me he got an idea about making a movie about Ip Man. I said, oh, that's quite good. And he said, because I know very different system. I'm not just Wing Chun, I teach other martial art as well, So he said, he want me to do the choreographer, working with Sammo Hung, to try to produce a really good Wing Chun film, because the last good one is a Portable Son, is about 10-15 years ago, right? So, he got two missions in the movie, two objectives, if you like. First is introduce Wing Chun to more people. Yeah. Second, Ip Man is supposed to be teacher. He want Western or Chinese, whatever. Know this person. Because he contribute quite a lot to the martial art world. So and I said yes. If you do it, I will give all my support, because you're one of my teacher. And you want to show some real Wing Chun kung fu in the movie. I think this is something we always want. We don't want something too fake, if you like. We want something can really reflect what Wing Chun like in real life. Okay, this is how I start.
So, what were the biggest challenges in making Ip Man for you?
Right. First of all, before the movie, especially in mainland China, Wing Chun is not a really well-known system, right? The reason is because if you see the movie, Ip Man, he escaped, in the war, he escaped to China, right? So basically, not many people teaching Wing Chun, at that time, so my first challenge is how I can teach the stuntman and the artists and the actors, anyone who will need to fight in the movie, know Wing Chun or perform Wing Chun, really well, if you like, look like expert, in short period of time, because they don't have years to train, right? So I decide, before I go, design a schedule, if you like, right? How to teach people, the stuntman and the artists, right? In about a month to really, from really basic, to quite advanced, not advanced, intermediate, advanced, if you like, right? But it's good enough, to perform the art, in front of the camera, and also convince the audience, they are doing Wing Chun rather than something else, right? So this is the first thing, in my mind, come across my mind. This is quite challenging.
Yeah. So, where in the filmmaking process do you actually start the idea of choreography?
Yes, basically, this movie is a martial art movie, as you know, right? So we put the martial art to the first priority. So what we do is, instead of just on the day we doing, the choreographer, we use about 2 to 3 months, before they film the film, they make the film, right? To do all the choreographer before what will happen. Because we got the story already, we got the script already. Yeah, we know what will happen. We know how long is a fight scene on each one. We know what sort of storyline is it, So basically, before we make the film, right, and we do the choreography with Sammo, on a daily basis. We work 7 days a week, and we do all the fight scene, all the choreographer, right, and then and also we produce a DVD beforehand, to the director, right, and also all the actor and stuntman, and they know what they need to do, on a day, right? So this is how we do it.
Okay. So in preparing your actors and your stuntmen, how much rehearsal time do you actually need? How long you're training every day? For how long before you actually shoot the scene?
Right. So basically, the plan is like this. I train them for a month, right? Just constantly every single day, about 6 to 8 hours, right? So from really basic Sifu Leo Au to Biu Ji, and maybe a little bit dummy. In the first movie we don't need too many dummy form. We just want to show the basic and intermediate Wing Chun, right? And then maybe in the Yip Man 2 we show a little bit more extra, right? We have to leave something behind, for the next one, right? So we concentrate on the Sifu Leo Au and Chom Kyu, basically the first 2 form in Wing Chun, right? And then after the first month, and then we did the choreographer. We used about 2 months to do the choreographer, right? So and every day is exactly the same, 6 to 8 hours. And we, for example, we target 3-minute fight scene. Let's say maybe the first fight scene in the Yip Man 1, right? We use about between 5 days to a week, just to go over for that 30-second fight scene.
Wow.
Right, and rehearsal, of course, yeah.
My experience of these things is they look physically very demanding.
Yeah.
So did you have to do any special physical preparation for your actors? Did you have to train them?
Yeah, the good thing is because like for example Donnie Yen and other stuntmen, they're already martial arts expert or practitioner, I would say. I talked to the stuntmen, they start to do martial arts in China, right, in China since they were 4 years old. So they have got about over 10-20 years martial experience, and they do it seriously, like every day, like go to school, they go to martial arts school, so they practice 4 to 6 hours per day. So in terms of physical condition, they're second to none, if you like. They're sport, they're the top. So I don't worry about that. It's just how to teach the movement and make their muscle memory working, like they can do a proper movement.
Yes.
Right, that's it.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about your collaboration with Sammo Hung and working with Donnie Yen?
Right. Basically, I'm majorly working with Sammo because he's the action director on the movie, right? So we have to choreograph all the fight scenes, and also, like I said, train the stuntman. Okay, my job is I bring Wing Chun, my Wing Chun skill to Sammo, because Sammo, he already knows some Wing Chun because he'd been making some Wing Chun movie about 15 years ago, right? So my job is it something new I can bring it to the audience? Is it something no one have seen it before, right? And also I have to stick with the rule of Wing Chun, of course, and this is the area, my expertise, if you like, right? So I will give idea to Sammo, for example, how to do this move, or can we do this move, blah blah blah, right? And then Sammo, in terms of action director, his talent is how to use a camera, right? How to create the atmosphere in the movie, right? So this is his job. He think about, okay, right, this move is good. It will look good in front of the camera, but what angle, for example, how we film it, and how one move leading to another move, and so I have to do the transaction, if you like, one Wing Chun move to another Wing Chun move to another Wing Chun move to another Wing Chun move, right? And also fighting, like punching and kicking, how to put the fit in the Wing Chun move, perfectly, if you like, right?